What's up, guys? This is Undead Gilroy from Monkey Business Gaming, bringing you my newest segment, How to Game. I'm kicking this off with some team deathmatch on Thrashball, and in this series, what I'm going to be teaching you how to do is how to win, because everybody loves to win. You know, get that ratio up. Gotta love being victorious on that scoreboard. So, my first episode for you guys is going to be an overall basic foundation for winning, as well as some team deathmatch. We all play it, we all love it, and we're all going to know how to win it. Every tip and trick that I'm going to be giving you in this video apply to every game mode, but especially Team Deathmatch and Warzone, because the only objective is to kill. Other game modes will have other objectives and thus other ways to win. This is just the basic foundation as well as Team Deathmatch and Warzone. I want to start off by thanking the guys that I was playing with that night. We had a lot of fun, did pretty decent, and that always is good. If you guys can play with a friend of yours, that helps. It's always great to go out and meet some new people by just playing random matchmaking, but if you can, pick up a buddy or two. You're always going to play better with a buddy by your side. Not only does it make the game experience more enjoyable, but it also increases your chance of playing well. And who doesn't like to play well? Now, in team deathmatch, as we all know, the key to winning is to get more kills, but it's also to get less deaths. And so in order to get more kills and less deaths, you have to have control of the game. Having control not only makes your team more comfortable, but it makes the other team nervous, causing them to make rash decisions that lead ultimately to them losing and you teabagging their dead body, if you so choose. So, the key to control is either map control, weapon control, or both if you can. Now, which one you want depends on the map. For example, Thrashball, you want more map control because, as you could see earlier, I had the digger and was forced to waste all three of them because I got pushed. So, and that's how it is on most maps. Weapon control is not as important as map control. Now, you'll see later in the video, torque is quite deadly, so always be aware of that. But generally speaking, go for map control over weapon control because that's what's gonna, get you the victory. So, the key to map control is to have the high ground. Almost any match, when you have the high ground, puts you at a huge advantage, because not only are you in a better spot to use your rifles on them, but you also make it more difficult for the other team to come and get you. Oftentimes, if they try to rush you, your team will be able to just take them down because you have the higher ground, and it's more difficult for them to get there. I'm not saying to camp up top all day, because that will honestly, not only is it kind of a dick move, but it also will decrease your chances of winning, because they will be able to, take you guys all out if you're all just up there the entire time. They'll figure out your plan. But keep a couple guys up there, and don't let the other team get the high ground. Now, another thing I want to say is to use a weapon that you are good with. I'm rocking the Nasher Hammerburst. I use the Hammerburst for its accuracy, and the Nasher because it isn't a sawed-off. But whatever weapon you guys use best, I would highly recommend. And it also should honestly change by the map. Don't think that it's a one-size-fits-all thing. Right as I get a killing spree right here, watch what's going to happen. So typical, am I right? You get killed. Ugh, so annoying. But moving on, the most important thing in Gears of War is communication. You've got to communicate with your team. Gears of War is a team-based game. This is not Call of Duty where you just run out and rambo everybody with one clip of your M16. Gears of War takes more than that, and that's why we love it, guys. So what you gotta do is you gotta communicate with your team. Don't play without a mic. As you can see my team here, we're all talking to each other, saying what we're gonna do the next round, what we did right that round, maybe even some congratulations. You gotta keep the communication going. Don't be afraid of talking too much, be very afraid of talking too little. Call out weapon positions, map positions, enemy positions, who's using what, if they're any good with it. If you need help, call for that. If you think somebody else needs help, call for that. If somebody's, running, if somebody's weak, any information you guys can give your team will help them. Because in Gears of War, knowledge is power. With good communication and map control, you can beat a team that is 2-3 times better than you just because you guys, have the strategy down. Because Gears is both strategy and skill. So, I can't really teach you the skill, but the strategy is what I'm going to give you guys. Like I said earlier, beware of torque, am I right? But, yeah, along with communication comes listening. It's the other end of communication. If your team is, communicating to you, you guys gotta listen. You don't want to be, the thick-headed numbskull on your team. You're dragging them all down because he ain't listening to anything that his team's telling him. If your team gives you information, why not go ahead and use it? Like I said, knowledge is power. Use the knowledge to have more power. Don't think that you're all that your team needs, because that's never the situation. I dare you to go out there and 1v5 an entire team. If you can, then you probably shouldn't be watching this video in the first place. Alright, you should be teaching me. The bottom line is you need your team, you know, respect them. And speaking of respect, don't steal your teammates' downs. That's just not cool. And the final thing I'm going to touch on for this is to really just play smart, guys. You know, don't rush in there in a situation you know you can't win. It doesn't do your team any good if you rush into a 3v1 just because you think you can get one kill. Maybe you do get the kill, and that's fine, you go even, but there's also a good chance that you don't, and then not only do you lose, but your team loses. So, just play smart. Really try to go into situations you know that you can win, and if you don't think that you can, use communication, we learned that, to bring your teammate in and be able to. So those are really just the key points, guys. I thank you for watching. I'll be coming out with a couple more later. If you enjoyed, give a subscription so that you can see the next upcoming. This is GoW3, thanking you guys for watching.